My fellow woodworkers, I did it before and I'll do it again. Yes, it's time again for the second annual. Well, actually, it's not time again for the second annual. It's time again for the almost useless challenge. This'll be the second one. Yes, I'm calling all woodworkers to complete a useless project. And when I say useless, I mean utterly useless. So useless, in fact, so completely, utterly useless that it wins first prize, thus becoming almost useless. As every year, this contest will run from April 1st through April 30th. During the first week of May, this contest, the entries will be judged by an almost completely competent panel of judges, not including myself, so don't butter up to me. I already like you. First prize will be. Oh, look at that. It's an almost completely useless wooden skillet. Serves as a prize. That's the only use for it, because clearly you can't cook from it. Well, you could, but just once. And your food might not taste so good. Look at that. Nick Bodmar won last year. I must remember to send him this. Second prize, of course, will be the Wooden Sock Award. Now, the wooden sock has no hole on it. It's way too small for a foot of standard adult size. And clearly, there is only one. So, completely useless. And the third prize is, of course, recognize this? Yes, folks, a useless wooden spinner. The hole is offset, no bearing. Both sides are completely offset, so it will be completely unbalanced. And of course, it is extremely too big to spin, as recommended by the Spinning Council of America. Completely useless. And I like to take this time 11 months later to congratulate Nick Bodmar for first place. Second place was won by Dylan's DIY Workshop. And third place was a tie between Jerry Brown and Jason McGinn. You shall all be receiving your awards sometime soon. New rule. Awards will be sent out every other year. So folks, here is the judging criteria. Number 1, your project has to be completely useless. Not almost useless, completely useless. If it is so completely useless that it wins a prize, it turns into almost completely useless. Some people didn't understand that last year and made an almost completely useless. Don't be confused. I want it completely useless. It must be made of wood or have wood therein for a majority, or function with wood, or, well, you're a woodworker, figure it out. And thirdly, humor counts. Make it funny. Now, here's a note for those of you that think you're funny. Make it funny to others. Some of you may have indeed a good comic bone in your body or two, and some of you may be funny all the time, looks notwithstanding. But make sure it's funny to everyone. I gotta sit and watch these things. Be nice. And last but not least, be creative. Some of the entries you'll see here were extremely creative last year. Jerry Brown won with his X-ray glasses. Very, very uniquely built. Dylan created a chisel so realistic that if it weren't made out of wood, it would be a fantastic chisel. Jason's barbecue, were it not burned up in the fire, might have roasted some pretty good hot dogs. And if you had the almost Midas touch, you would have touched the feather duster and turned it into a replica of Nick Bodmar's because it was so exquisite. So be creative. Take pride in your uselessness. So whether you're turning, whittling, sanding, cutting, routering, CNCing, scrolling, lasering, or using advanced karate chop techniques, please submit your form in the entry of a... Submit your entry in the form of a video? Submit your video in the form of an entry. Pick one of the above. Send all your entries to javiswoodshop@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to link you to the entries playlist. Warning: if your entry video is over 5 minutes long, I'm not looking at it. You know who you are. This has been Javier Unzuera with Javi's Woodshop. As I said last year, this should be a fantastic contest. Commence to making chips and make them funny.